You became an entrepreneur to make money. And don't forget, you became an entrepreneur to have a life. This is the Savvy Podcast, helping entrepreneurs connect with the vision that's bigger than themselves. Learn how to stop trading in your wife or husband and kids for your success. Get ready to have your beliefs about traditional leadership methods challenged and learn how to enjoy massive productivity gains and in less time than you can believe. This is the Savvy Podcast.
Welcome to the Savvy Podcast. I'm Tim Marshall, and today I have the privilege of hosting Ely Delaney for a brief chat. Ely is your automated systems strategist and is known as the People Whisperer. He is the co-founder of Purple Night Marketing, teaching entrepreneurs going from surviving to thriving in any economy through the art and science of building strong relationships and following up for life. He is Amazon bestseller with 2 books, Marketing Tidbits and Networking Tidbits. With a passion for connecting people, his best-selling training course, Networking Like a Rockstar, has over 1,350 students registered globally. Ely helps speakers, authors, coaches automate their follow-up to grow their businesses without having to have an MBA from MIT. He's a guy to help you build a 24/7 automated system and turn you into a follow-up rock star. So welcome, Ely. It's a privilege to have you here today and super exciting to have a chat about this. Firstly, whereabouts on this entertaining planet we call Earth are you currently residing?
Well, thanks so much, Tim. It's my pleasure being here. Looking forward to a fun little chat with us. I am currently in Portland, Oregon, west coast of U.S. And, right at this juncture, we're just happy the fires have died down a little bit so we can breathe again.
Yeah, that's been huge, hasn't it? That's been absolutely huge. We were watching that very carefully. I think we were just briefly chatting just prior to this about the fact that you evacuated close to what our whole population of Christchurch is. So, huge, huge difference. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll jump in with 7 questions, 7 minutes. So I'm just going to click on a timer here. So we've got that up and going.
Alrighty.
Let's go. So firstly, who is your ideal client?
Our ideal clients are speakers, coaches, consultants, primarily a lot of people that they have a service, they're doing coaching, they've got courses, things like that, and they're using speaking as a tool to market their business.
Sure.
What we'll do is just help them strategize that better. And how do you make the most of those speaking engagements you're already having? Sure.
So I'm guessing that's just speak briefly about the key problem that you solve.
So one of the things, the typical point with that is a lot of speakers are using all the other tools that are out there. They're on stages, not as much in the COVID world, but We're doing virtual stages, we're doing podcasts, all these different things. And they realize at the end of the day that maybe they're converting at like 10% of the people that listen to them actually become clients.
Yes.
But what do we do with the other 90%? And what we do is help them resolve that, how to build that relationship long-term to play the long game and get them to come back whenever they're ready.
Sure. So what are the typical symptoms people would experience with that problem?
A lot of times they are doing what I like to call the hamster wheel. And literally they speak to sell. A lot of our clients are speak to sell. So they're selling their coaching or whatever from stage. And not always, but a lot of times they're in that situation. And what happens is the sales they make that day are what gets them until the next speaking gig. And they have nothing else behind the scenes. And so they're literally struggling. And you look at things like what happened when COVID hit, all of a sudden their businesses got shut down. Everybody had to pivot very quickly because you can't rely on a day-to-day, it's that hand-to-mouth kind of scenario. You want to get away from that as much as possible, and that's where we can help any way we can.
Beautiful. So what do you see as the most common mistakes people make when they're trying to solve that problem?
Pitching all the time. That's the biggest one.
Yep.
People buy from people who they know, like, and trust. You've heard that before.
Absolutely.
But those 3 words are in a very specific order. They got to get to know you first. Once they get to know you, they can decide if they like you. And then when they like you, that's when they're going to start trusting you enough to give you their credit card.
Yeah.
I think pretty much, maybe doctors and lawyers are the only people in the world that can get away with not having the like part in the middle of that. But they got to like you first.
Yeah, sure. And even the lawyers, it's probably questionable. Yeah,
definitely.
So, yeah. So, what would be? We're down. We've got going great for time here. Still got 4 minutes to go, which is absolutely fantastic. So, what would be one valuable free action that our audience could take away and implement that could help them solve that problem?
The biggest thing is think long term. Okay?
Sure.
So we're talking about not just what happens today, but what happens next week, next month, next year. Stay in touch for the long game. And I went through this, actually had a conversation with somebody earlier over Facebook Messenger. Somebody heard me on another show, as a matter of fact, just literally this morning.
Yes.
And we have what we call the hunter versus farmer mentality.
Yes.
Hunting is important. That gives us food to eat today.
Yes.
But planting the seeds gives you the harvest that will feed you forever.
Yeah.
And you've got to have a combination of both. It's not an either or, and that's where a lot of people miss the boat. They're extreme on, I'm out here hunting for the sale. They're looking for the kill, which is not a good analogy, but that's what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Or the other people that are nurturing, they're tending the fields, and they're planning on it, knowing that it's not those, they don't plant the seeds and eat that right now. That's what the hunting piece is for. But that by putting that in place next week, next month, next year, that's when those fruits will come to play. And I've even gotten from our own personal experience with this, and why that I know this works so well. I've got clients who've been with me for 25 years.
Yes.
And that's what we want, because then when you have something like this going on, when you've got a economic turn of any type, that helps you have that solid foundation that can withstand that.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely love it. So what valuable free resource can we direct our people here to today that can help them with this problem?
Yeah, love that. Thank you. So go to connectwithely.com.
Yes.
And it's ELY. That's the important thing. Connect with Ely, ELY.com. And that's my hub. I've got basically, you can connect with me in all the social media sites and all that kind of stuff, but there's two things on there. Number one thing is, if you meet somebody, you need to follow up as quickly as possible. And there's a good way to do it that doesn't make you sound salesy. Beautiful. And I'm going to give you the script. So that's right there on that page.
Oh, that's exciting.
Download that, check it out. The second thing is, I love to meet cool people.
Yes.
If you're watching this video, you're going to see this, meet cool people little tag. That is a big thing for me. So there's a spot on there. Book a call with me. And this is not a sales call. This is a conversation. I want to get to know you. Let's see what's going on. If it leads to the conversation of sales, cool. We'll have a conversation. If not, I'm happy to connect you with whoever can help you out wherever you are in your business. So let's just have a cool chat. And I'm good for both of those things.
Beautiful. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. So from all your years of experience, what's the most valuable free tip you can give our people today?
Think for the relationship.
Yeah.
The people that you meet will get you anywhere you want to go, but you've got to put their services first. You got to keep in mind, they need to know that they can trust you as a resource. And I'm going to carry this on to something that's even more important.
Sure.
People have either customers or clients.
Yes.
Customers are transactional.
Yes.
These are, Walmart, their local grocery store. These are the people that have customers.
Yes.
Your business should be different. Clients are people who hire you to be the trusted resource, to be their guide, to be their knight in shining armor.
Yeah, beautiful.
And that is a very different distinction between the two types of people. If you call your customers, change that immediately.
Yes.
Start calling them clients, because all of a sudden the attitude behind it is different, and it will make a world of difference of how they perceive you and how you perceive them.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And just about right on the money as far as time is concerned. So It's been an absolute privilege to host you, Ely. It's a lot of fun, and no doubt we'll have you back here again. And yeah, it's been exciting, and thanks for coming along.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Tim. It's my pleasure. I have a lot of fun with this kind of stuff.
Yep. Beautiful. Cheers.
You've been listening to the Savvy Podcast, helping entrepreneurs connect with a vision that's bigger than themselves, stopping the trading in their wife and husband and kids for their success. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show, and we hope you had fun along the way. We know we did. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, if you want to know more about the Savvy Method, hit the website at www.thesavvymethod.com. We'll see you again soon.